It's time for something spooky, something scary. It's time for ThriftyAV Spooky Sounds. About a year ago, I did a 3-part series on Halloween music and sound effects. Since that time, I've collected quite a few more titles that I'm ready to share with you now. Let's start with the vinyl. The first record we're going to look at is Monster Mash. This is something I've had since I was a child. It was produced by Peter Pan Records. Side 1, track 1 is Monster Mash. Let's put it on the turntable and give it a listen. It's been played a lot. Like the gurgling.
They did the monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
Sight of the land. You were living at my door.
Whoops, it skipped. Skipped again. This is a worn out record. Let's see what's next.
Well, I saw the thing coming out of the sky with a one long horn and a 1 meter high. It was a one-eyed, one-horned flying
Purple people eater.
I
I guess purple people eaters are kind of scary.
I wouldn't eat you cause you're so tough. Tequila.
Million seller novelty songs, fun.
Let's hear him laugh.
Is this one scary?
It was an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini.
Yellow polka dot bikinis. Now those are not scary.
Weeny yellow polka dot bikini. But there on the street stood the little blue man who said with a tear in his eye,
I know what you're waiting for.
Aww. Let's check out side 2.
I told the witch doctor I was in love with you. I told the witch doctor I was in love with you. And then the witch doctor, he told me what to do. He said that
This side doesn't sound as scratchy. Side 2, track 2. This is Dinner with Drac. Side 2, track 3.
Does your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost all the night? Anyone says don't chew it, do you swallow it, it's fine. And you catch it on your tonsils, and you even left it right.
I don't have tonsils.
Shut your mouth, go away. Mama looked up, boo-boo day. Shut your mouth, go away.
This will be the last song on this record.
Big job, big job.
Every morning at the mine you could see him arrive. He stood 6'6" and weighed 245.
There really isn't much in the way of credits on this album. Peter Pan Industries, a puzzle on the back. There's nothing about who performed these songs. I do believe these were re-recordings of the original songs made in the USA. It might be hard for you to tell on camera, but this is a pretty scratched up record. But it's the only copy of it I have, so there you go. Next up is a record I have not listened to, just simply Halloween. I don't see any kind of date on it. The sides are not even labeled. It's side 1 and side 2. Kind of scary. Is this record scary or funny? cat wants something. Track 2. This record's pretty scratched up too. Leaky faucet. It says goblins laugh. I like happy goblins. Ghost combo. Oh, it's our first thunderclap of the night. That one was louder. It must be getting closer. Track 4, windstorm. Windstorm's not over yet. This track is just a lot of the same. It's... oh wait. Something just changed. Sounds like a cow. Okay, the windstorm's dying down now, and that ends side 1. So let's flip this over and listen to side 2. This will start with a storm. No, it'll start with dogs barking. There's the storm. And the storm stopped and it started back up again. Oh, no, that's drums. That's not a storm. I'd hang out in this storm. Everything just starts and stops abruptly on this record. Picking up glass and cans. Maybe that's the aftermath after the storm. Cleaning it up. That sounds like Scooby-Doo just jumped. Or Tigger. Very springy. And then they sped it up. Ghost from outer space. A little springy sound. Sounds like a carnival. This is Ghost in Dungeon. I need to grease that hinge. There's a pretty bad scratch there. At least he thinks it's funny. Can't decide if that's a wolf or a cat. I gotta admit, at least these sounds would work pretty well in a haunted house. Gurgling always works. Oh, we got cackling witches. What do monsters and goblins find funny? I think this is the last track, Ghost Parade March. So I'm expecting a march. John Philip Sousa, perhaps. It's more auto harp. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. This is more like a ghost waltz. So this is what ghosts dance to. Skipping pretty bad here. Try adjusting the anti-skate. That ended pretty rough. That's the end of Halloween, but it's not the end of this Halloween. Next up, sounds to make you shiver. And there's a nice skull on the back. And there's another skull on the inner label. Side A, a night in a haunted house. This vinyl's pretty clean, especially compared to that last one. It's more interesting when the laughs are juxtaposed with someone in distress and chains rattling.
So, you want to visit a haunted house,
I think I have one that should suit you. That is, if you dare follow me.
I dare.
You will?
Yeah.
Fine. Shall we go then?
Yes.
Here we are at the door. Happy haunting.
That hinge needs to be greased. Wait, are we going in the house? Because now it's windy. Thunderstorm. That cat's not very happy. Every haunted house should have an out-of-tune piano. That sounds familiar. It's almost Twilight Zone-y, but just different enough to avoid copyright infringement. Cat just wants to get out of the wind. Sound almost like a police siren. That's pretty scary. Thunderstorm. Is this a torture chamber?
I hope you enjoyed your visit to the haunted house, and I hope you come back next Halloween.
So stay tuned. That brings us to the end of side 1. So let's flip this record over and see what we got on the other side. It looks like this side features a variety of different sound effects, so let's give it a listen. Witches do have a distinct way of laughing. So far it's a lot of screaming and laughing. He's having a hard time. At least get real cats. I think I can make better cat noises than this. No actual cats were harmed in the production of these sound effects. Banging shutter. Phantom piano. Three-in-one oil works really good on hinges. I know a lot of people are scared of thunderstorms, but we could really use the rain. Frankenstein's monster breaks loose. I would try to break loose too if someone had me chained up. He got loose. This is Hooting Owl. That owl's just about as realistic as the cats were earlier. That concludes Sounds to Make You Shiver. This was a Pickwick International Incorporated record. Hope you enjoyed that one. And the last record I have for you is Ghost Stories. This is another Pickwick record. Let's put this on the turntable and give it a listen. Side 1, The Headless Horseman.
A long time ago, in a little town called Sleepy Hollow, there was a school teacher named Ichabod Crane.
I didn't know he was a school teacher. I don't want to ruin the plot of this story for you, so I'm not going to do this whole thing. But I will play the intro of each of these stories for you. Next up, The Ghost Ship.
Back in the days of sailing ships, people from all over the world were coming to America, looking for a new start in life.
So it's not just a narrator, it's a narrator with sound effects, which enhances the ghost story. Next up, The Telltale Heart.
My hearing is extremely acute.
Edgar Allan Poe wrote some really scary stories. I hear the heart beating.
For many minutes, the heart beat on.
Between
But at length,
vinyl pops,
ceased.
there's a heartbeat. The railroad signal man. Birds chirping.
During a stroll through the countryside, I found myself on the road above a tunnel through which the railroad tracks pass.
It has to get
Was a
scarier.
tiny station, which was maintained by the signal man who was standing.
I dropped the needle a little further in the track.
The voice. I ran.
Definitely scarier
Just
than the
as I got to
beginning of
place
it.
where it was standing.
The hitchhiker. Folks, do not pick up hitchhikers, especially on Halloween.
How old am I? Not nearly as old as I look. Been that way ever since that night when my hair turned white. That night,
That's happening to me
I was
too.
driving home from a dance.
Alright, I'm going to stop this record, side one, and flip it over and listen to the intros to the other stories. A visit to Transylvania.
Welcome to Transylvania. I hope you don't find my castle too dark. You see the light.
Count Dracula is very welcoming. Yeah, jolly fellow. Next up is the Bloody Tower.
The Tower of London was known to its victims as the Bloody Tower. Many ghosts are alleged to haunt these dark, damp dungeons and
Alright, we got a ghost story here. The Haunted Gold Mine. Werewolves in the gold mine?
Howdy, partner. Ready to go up to the old haunted gold mine?
Yeah, let's
Climb
give
on
it
the
a...
wagon and we'll go have a look.
Next up is the Spectre.
It is now 56 years since I experienced 10 minutes of the most horrible fright that ever since then I tremble at unexpected
It's
noises
a better owl.
and am afraid of the dark. As I was walking on the street, I
Now,
met a
traffic
friend whom
is
I was
scary.
deeply attached as a youth.
I'm not going to ruin the plots to these various stories. If you want to hear them, pick up Ghost Stories by Pickwick. This concludes the vinyl portion of Spooky Sounds from ThriftyAV. Next up, I'm going to be playing some CDs for you, so stay tuned for that.